Sagittarius, hello, welcome to the channel. I was going to do your reading tomorrow, well, maybe later today. Move this just a little bit, edging towards tomorrow, and I just had this strong, almost like a pull, like I got to do it for you today, so here I am. General reading, twin flame love, what finding that amazing is inside of you. Please take it as it resonates. If it's your first time here, welcome, and if you're coming back, welcome back. I'm Adrian. I'm a psychic medium. I also a regression hypnosis practitioner, and this is a general twin flame reading. Starting off very strong, beautiful engaging. All right. So this is the space of coming out of a lot of, I would say a lot of overwhelming things, a lot of almost like barriers, but these are self-imposed things though, you know, so not necessarily coincident. Wow, how would I put it? Okay, I'm going to put it like this. So this is a space where a lot of you may have been very hurt before. Things didn't work out. You know, I feel that you opened your heart to love and you opened your heart to a connection. And there's like someone here that this person, now they may not be the first time, but there was someone here that they were the one. Now, for some of you, this is what I'm getting. There may be somebody that you're dealing with at the moment. There was somebody before that person. And that person before that person, you know, they could be two before, but there's that sense of, it's almost like you really started to believe that things were going to work out with them, like, you know, like you could make it work. You know, there's a sense of having been very willing to make any sort of sacrifice that is necessary, and maybe you have made many sacrifices for this connection. And it's interesting because this person that you connected to here, Sagittarius, this person was a blessing in disguise. This person was that lesson that you still needed to learn. And, you know, this is, and I just want to bring this clear to you because this is very challenging. This is that space sometimes where we get somebody coming about, and sometimes people call it a false twin. I suppose you can call it if you want to call it that. But this is how soulmates also help each other because I feel where you are at the moment, if you really look at things, you honestly look at things, you look at the mirror and you look in your own eyes and you're being honest about things, there's a sense of you being more ready than you may have been before. You know, like you are different, you have changed. And I also feel there's more of an investment in the self. I feel with the other person, I'm not saying that the connection was wrong. I'm saying it was a big lesson. But I feel with the other person that your focus was very much on them, getting them sorted, getting them happy. What do you do for them, etc., etc., etc. And there was sort of less of a focus on you than, you know, that could have been healthy. Now, obviously, you know, when we fall in love as human beings, you know, we can be sort of fools about it sometimes. But it's only very difficult lessons that sometimes teaches us the lessons that is very valuable and very helpful for us to learn. And I feel for some of you, there was a space like that. There was a lesson here that needed to be learned. And it wasn't an easy lesson because it was a lesson of letting go, and it was a space where I feel there was quite a lonely space here where some of you felt that you had no support. And even if you had your family and friends and those people around you, you know, they may have been very much there to support you. But this is a space where I feel for many of you that that you could have felt very lonely, even if you were surrounded by other people. And I feel that many of you were surrounded by other people. But then I feel it's like you pulled your energy back, you drew everything back to yourself, you know. There was that space of giving a lot of that energy away, but then there's also that space of actually drawing it back, okay? That's beautiful. That's really, it might not have been very easy to get to this point, but now that you're here, it seems like the journey is worth it. And you know, there is sometimes what happens, because if we need to make a big loop in life, then it's better when love takes us there, you know. And it's not necessarily a love that's meant to stay though. I feel that that connection that you had, it's almost like it had to help you change your vibration in such a way that you would open your heart to love again, and that you'd open your heart to a connection again, but also that you'd open your heart to yourself. and that you would sort of like bring your center focus back to yourself, because I feel for some of you that was not the case, and that person has actually helped you with that, and that was the purpose that they were meant to serve. And when they served the purpose, then it's sort of like it was time for them to go. It's almost like a lotus flower opening if you're looking at that, and then that heart is in the middle. And in some cultures, a lotus flower is seen almost as a reverent sort of flower, because it's that magical space. So it's almost like your magic needed to open, but it wasn't just going to open if it sits there. So for some of you, you couldn't meet the one back then, because if you met the one back then, there would have been a lot of challenges and compromises in that connection. You might have actually driven that person insane, and you might have driven that person to cheating, because I feel like maybe they were slightly more ready than you were, but now you are ready, and now you're ready to have your heart unlocked for beautiful things, and that's amazing. So let's see. Well, so far so good. No wonder they wanted me to do the reading. Somebody really broke your heart. They really pulled a number on you. First of all, kapoo. Absolutely kapoo. Hashtag kapoo. We've got, so there's the overall energy, which is the King of Pentacles, which is a really powerful energy. I'm going to show you all the energies now. But then both in the recent past and in the current space, you have got 6 major arcana cards. 6. And even the energies of these cards, they're so strong. Because then in the energy coming towards you, the potential outcome, you've got the 3 of Cups, which is a very powerful energy. You've got the Chariot, another major arcana card, and then you've got the King of Swords. So starting off with your overall energy, you've got the King of Pentacles. Okay, this is you being in a space where your confidence is good, you're flowing, maybe you started something new, but you're really getting into it. Like, if all else fails, at least you'll be coining it, which is good. There's a space of more money, maybe a bigger living space, more comfort. It's almost like it's cooler, like not colder, cooler. Like, so maybe you're in a very hot space, and like there's a sense of, I get an aircon that's finally working, and maybe you didn't want to complain to others about it, because it might, there might have been that sense, which might have actually just come from you. Maybe somebody said it, that, what are you complaining about? You've got it all together. But I like this. I love this, because this is a space of having things together. And Pentacles, I normally teach Pentacles last when I teach Tarot, because it's about coming into that sort of like, when we speak about manifestation and law of attraction and things we're going to attract. And if you're interested in my Tarot course, there's a link in the description for the online course. And you get to preview like 5 videos, so you get to see if it's for you. But this is you having the Midas touch here at the moment, Sagittarius. This is actually quite incredible. And look at where you grew from, because in the recent past, you've got the Sun in reverse. Now, the Sun in reverse, it's about as bad as it gets, The Sun in reverse, the World, and the Tower. So you've gone through quite a lot. I feel there was a space that many of you, there could have been a suicidal tendency. Maybe you dealt with somebody who had a suicidal tendency, but it could have been very well you. There was a sense of completely giving up. Maybe you've tried absolutely anything that you could possibly try, and there was a sense of unfulfillment. There was a real heaviness and a real emptiness. Almost like the spark for life, the reason for life might have felt for some of you that it was gone, that it wasn't there anymore, that there was no point, almost like, what's the point of anything? But then, then things change. So some of you might have been through a really horrific breakup. Maybe there was cheating. There could have been more than one person that actually cheated on you. So it could have actually been almost like in a row. And so this was a very powerful lesson for you to get. But I feel it took you a while to get it, but then you got it. And when you got it, it's almost like you took off their jacket, and you stepped into that new space. You got the lesson, and then you went to a beautiful new space. And then you thought everything was sorted and everything was fine. And then there might have been a whole lot of confusion that started to come your way there with the Tower. World feeling sort of upside down, not sure what to do, things feeling very trippy. There's a big energetic cleanse that took place there for you in the recent past. whoever it is that you were connected with here, somebody really hurt you and they hurt you badly. I feel that you were starting to believe that this person was going to be the one and they're going to be like, the person, like your forever person. Um, I think they felt differently. This might just be for some of you, but it's almost like for some of you, this person might have seen you as a meal ticket, and then some of you may have actually known what was going on you or suspected and thought maybe you could change their mind, maybe if you could move in together or move in a space or something like that. But I feel you also realize that, what, you deserve more than this. It's almost like you got your sense of worth and value and you were like, what, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. And then things started to change really fast, really, really fast for you. And it might have been very overwhelming when things were changing that fast. But I almost feel it's almost like you were putting on sunglasses, symbolically speaking, and say, well, let's see how this is going to play out, You might have used quite a lot of things to distract you, but I don't feel unhealthy things though. Not necessarily unhealthy things, but it could have been distractions. I don't know. Like doing a flower arrangement and it's taking you like 5 hours to do it, when normally it might take you like 45 minutes. But I mean, whatever, what works, works, In your current space, we've got the Fool, the Death card, and the Strength card. So, new beginnings, brand new start. This is a new start, and what I feel for many of you, this is a new start where you're like, brand new start, maybe a new person, but you're very focused more on you. I feel that for some of you, you've got that whole thing going of, well, if I grow out alone, then I'm going to grow old alone, and, that's just how it's going to be. I will style it. But there is a desire in your heart for partnerships here, definitely. I feel that for many of you, you probably got a lot of things. It's like a lot of dreams came true, and maybe they are more amazing than you ever thought they would be. But there's a sense of loneliness going on here. So there is a new beginning in love. There's a release of the old, and there's an embrace of the new. Okay? It's almost like there's a connection here with someone, but you're not making it all that easy for them. I feel that it's not like you're trying to be difficult. It more feels like you feel like you're not ready. Like you feel that you still need some more time on your own. You feel that you want to sort of, get your head together, get your headspace together. And funny enough, that is the actual thing that you're releasing from, because I feel it's almost like you took on this protective sort of proactive almost sort of energy when that person hurt you there in the past, and you were like, I'm not going to allow this to happen again. And when we start then having these feelings for a person, those sort of like things hit in your brain, like you want to be careful, what if they also break your heart? So there's a new start and there's a delay. It could be from the other side, but I feel more from your side. And I feel for some of you, this could be a space where there might have been an outfall, or sort of like a silent sort of feud, like a hook, but the other person's picking up on this, and it might seem like they're acting funny and they're pulling away, but they might just be reflecting your energy. Okay, but I also feel that you are moving past that as well. So you thought that you were completely past all that before, but it seems like not 100%. But then going forward, you've got the Three of Cups, the Chariot, and the King of Swords. So you may be with someone that maybe you tried to change this person somehow, a little bit. And I don't think that went down well. And it's weird. It's almost like it didn't go well down for you. So you might have dealt with someone that it's almost like a cat. They can't be bothered too much with what you're doing. But this person loves you. They really care about you, because they're sticking around through you almost being the darkest of what you could be. And there's celebration here. There's celebration going forward. There's a beautiful connection. Not necessarily marriage, but definitely a high-level commitment. I feel that your connection, it's not necessarily, this is not a rush space. This is not a marriage sort of space. This is more of a, let's get to know each other sort of space. Let's be friends. Let's hang out. Let's that sort of thing, which is actually nice. And there's a going forward there with the Chariot. There's the two of you. I think almost like it's at some point you might have almost felt or might be feeling right now um, that maybe this person was, it's almost like a distraction in your life, but I feel that you are realizing that that is very different. It's a very new sort of way of thinking that you have around it now. Maybe you almost feel like maybe they're the one that you've been waiting for, and it feels it sort of like hits you a little bit unexpectedly, because it's like, Mom, didn't sign up for this. All right, maybe it was supposed to be just physical or fun, or that sort of thing. Or I feel that for some of you, maybe it was meant to be physical and fun, possibly becoming more going forward. So it's almost like for some of you, your heart opened more than you actually sort of imagined that it would, and I like, what do I do with all these feelings and emotions? So let's look at this King of Pentacles in your overall energy. Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius rising, by the way. Love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And we are continuing with the major arcana cards. So you've got the World, the Hangman, and Temperance. So things are changing. Things are still a little confusing here for you at the moment. Maybe there's some adaptation that needs to be done. There is a sense of coming out of... So remember, we had that World there in the recent past, even though we're looking at the overall energy now. So there's still a little bit of that coming out of the smart, as we had there in the beginning, beautiful uncaging of the heart space. So it's not uncaged, it's busy uncaging, it's busy opening, it's busy. I feel almost like you are, for the person that you are dealing with, I feel that it's almost, Sagittarius, like you are accepting this connection within your heart, because it progressed faster than you would have imagined. So you could almost feel like you almost don't have control. All right, but in actual fact, you really, really do. Like you've got it. You might feel a little bit exhausted at the moment, but a lot of it is also coming out of that previous energy and moving into a new space. And you are encouraged to have faith, to have a little bit of faith. Maybe you're dealing with a Virgo, or somebody with strong Virgo in the chart. But to have some faith and to have some confidence. You could also be dealing with a Capricorn. Have some belief in yourself. And I mean, it's obviously not like an ugly, funny thing to say that. It's just letting you know that there's a perfect plan at work here, and you don't have to have your fingers on every single detail in order for things to work. It's okay to have faith. And as you do, there's a sense of beginning to work here with the universe. There's a perfect divine plan here. So it's almost like for some of you, it's like you've met your twin flame and you're with them. And you're like, okay, but is this really what I want? Don't I still want to have a little bit more life and that sort of thing? Let's look at that World there in the recent past, since we had the World twice. See what that's about. So you got the Four of Swords, the Empress, and the Magician. We're still rolling with this major arcana cards. Powerful energies happening here for you at the moment. So with the Four of Swords, first of all, looking at this World card, you got your power back. Some of you were not really all that much in your power. It's almost like you were in survival mode, but not the nice side of survival mode. More sort of the day by day, where every day is almost like a drudgery almost. Okay. But then you started to find your power, you started to find your energy. Things, it's almost, so you may not have been doing all that well maybe in the romance department, but you may have been noticed in other departments in your work. Maybe you got promoted at work, that sort of thing. But there's wonderful things that came here for you. Maybe you were staying in this room and then you were moved to a bigger room. You were manifesting quite powerfully there. And I feel that, and this is how manifestation can often work, is because you were not focused on that too much. You weren't focused on certain things too much, and that's why they started to come through for you. And then when you focus on new things, so you're not focused on love, that is why the love comes through for you. Okay. Because remember, Sagittarius, the thing that you have, and as I said, I sometimes have it as well, even though I'm a Cancerian, is overanalyzing. Let me just get those two cards. So for the Tower in your recent past, you got these two cards that fell to the floor. Page of Pentacles in reverse and Five of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this is a space of, I feel things, and this is sometimes the best thing that we can do for ourselves, and a lot of people don't realize it. When things are falling apart, you just leave them. You just leave them. They're busy falling apart, whatever, you know? And it's good because that prevented you. I feel there's a long-term plan that you had, and things again happen faster than you imagine, but it is that approach that you took to life that they prevented you from falling into this five of, pentacle space, like, oh my goodness, everything is so horrible and everything is so bad. There was a bypass of that space because that could have been very destructive for you. And I feel like somebody said something. It could be the person that you're currently dealing with, but it's almost like the person that you're dealing with, but somehow you're crediting it to the previous person. Maybe it's just something the other person said as well, but it's almost like you were spiraling downwards quite badly, and you sort of got it. So like there was a downward spiral. You were like, what am I doing? And then you started to spiral back up again. Okay. It was a space of being less hard on yourself. Let's look at your current space where you are. So let's look at the death. Let's get one card for the Fool. We're going to take it from the bottom of the deck. Oh, wow. Still, major arcanas. Major shifts happening here for you. With the Star, this is a divine connection. The universe is on board. Source is coming through to support you. I feel that for many of you, it's not so much that you maybe don't want to be with the person, it's that you can't see how you're going to be with them. There's things here that is interrupting. It could be maybe cultural differences, religious differences, whatever it is, Maybe you live on different continents. There's a divine intervention coming through for this connection here. A very unexpected one. And I feel that it could be you moving to them, but they could also be moving to you. All right? Divine intervention. Because you see what happens is, when we are with the person, when we make the connection with the person that we are meant to be, with the person that we are destined to be with, the entire universe helps you with that because, you are living your life path. You're living your purpose. So it's fated. It's destiny. Death card. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So we're clarifying the Death card. I want you all to look for this. Hold on. Just have a look. High Priestess, Death card, Justice. I think almost every major arcana card has been drawn from these through decks now. But potential. You're letting go of a lot. I also say there's a potential here for you to actually be with someone new. There's a potential here for you to actually be with someone new, to release someone else from your energy. I feel that for a lot of you, for those of you missing someone, if you are, I want to send you lots of love from my heart. But there was a space here of really missing someone, or that you could be missing someone at the moment. And it's almost like there's a second energy that's coming in here that you have actually called forth, because some of you, it's almost like you felt that you couldn't take the loneliness any longer. And so a second energy was called in. And now you're sort of like, what do I do now? I feel that you know what to do, but it's still very difficult. Hi, Bia. How are you doing? This is difficult. This is really, really difficult, Sagittarius. Let's see what the Strength card. I was wondering why the Strength card was here in your current space. Let's have a look. Let's have a look together and let's see what we have. Oh, it's B1 mine. That makes sense. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. That's actually quite nice. I like that play on words. So I'm going to give it to you the way that it came out. So I got the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. So divine intervention, definitely. But it's almost like for some of you, Sagittarius, and it could be the other person, but I feel this being more you. There's a space of, and I feel it comes from good intentions, but maybe saying, I wonder how the ex is doing. Let me maybe reach out to them. Let me maybe make peace. I don't want this heaviness to lay between us, that sort of thing. I'm not going to say anything, but there's a card that came out in reverse, the Sun card. Might not be a bad idea. Okay, so maybe if you've been thinking of reaching out to the previous person that we spoke about in the beginning of the reading that played such a vital role in your life, they may actually need that. Obviously, you want to go ahead with clarity as opposed to what it is, because I feel they also change. Because remember when we started off our reading, that recent energy, it started with the sun energy in reverse. So you've both changed. You like a complete different to who you were before. Okay, it's amazing. I feel that the thing is, you're not the person that you were before. The person that you were before, if you reach out to your ex, I think that was sort of like, that was a catastrophe waiting to happen. Like that was going to be bad, you know. But if you do it now, you sort of got what it takes to do it now. So now is actually a good time to retire if you've been thinking about it. Another deck, okay? So apparently I should be using a different deck, so let's do that. It's going to be funny if we've got more major arcana cards coming out in this deck, because there have been so many of them in this reading. But this is a powerful shift that is taking place for you here, Sagittarius. And even if you're not a Sagittarius, if you're looking at this, then, you know, I don't believe in coincidences. I never have. Let's see what we have for you with this Three of Cups. There might definitely be something here for you. There's a stubborn energy also that I can feel. Okay. So for the Three of Cups, we've got the Six of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Cups. Yeah. This unresolved business with the past, it's sort of bothering you. It's almost like putting a bit of a damper on your light. I feel that it sort of bothers you. It's more sort of like unfinished business for you, and you feel that you'd like to have that resolved. Let's get you one more card for that. Emperor. I feel it's very important for you. It's very important for your growth. It's very important for your sense of being. And if it's important to you, then it's important to you, you know. Nobody can tell you you can't do it. And I think the thing that we forget sometimes is, you know, a lot of times, whatever we go through in life, we always change. We change for the better, we change for the worse, but we change, you know, and typically, you know, you change for the better. And I think sometimes we forget that the other person can sort of do the same. You know, we often get that, you know, people often say that, oh my goodness, I'll never do that, I'll never make amends, they will never change. But you changed, you know. All right. Oh, okay. Lots of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new beginnings. Looking at this Chariot energy over here. So first of all, there is definite interest here with love. So remember, we were speaking about a possible choice, a possible second person that came in your current space. I feel that you're seeing that sort of like smoke screen for what it is, a smoke screen that you brought up for yourself, smoke and mirrors. And there is a peaceful, oh, okay, okie dokie. So for some of you, it's almost like you're beginning to see the pattern. You know, it's almost like you're recognizing that you might be recreating a toxic pattern that you had before. And it's not like you did it on purpose, but you're recognizing it. And it's very good to look at patterns like that. I do it all the time within myself. And so in order to, it's almost like, okay, let's just sort of make peace with this whole connection all at once. So let's make peace with the past, with the ex. Let's make peace with this person right now. Let's just get a whole clean slate. Let's not even turn over a new page. Let's tear out that page and start over. Okay? Speaking of starting over, 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, and Ace of Swords. You're running yourself a little bit in circles here. You're making, it's like making a good decision, and then the fear kicks in. But what I do like is that you're moving forward despite the fear. It's almost like fear is not going to control me. And there's a whole, it's like a breakthrough in thinking that's almost coming about for you in mind patterns. Back to the previous deck, okay? They're throwing all over the place here. Clarifying the King of Swords, Justice card, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. That's not a bad outcome. It's like a flow here. Things are working out really, really well. And then there might be a new person coming in the connection, but now you've learned your lesson. It's almost like life coming around to ask you if you learned your lesson. So there is a little bit of a repeat I see there of the past happening again in the future, but you sort of wakey. So you've learned your lesson, which is fantastic. Right. Just going to see what the keepers of the light has got for you, Sagittarius. And if that resonates with you, place your hand on your heart and claim that for yourself without a doubt. Okay? If you like the video, I'd really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. What's coming out here? This card wants to come out. My goodness, Krishna, devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Thank you, Ben. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. And so it is. All right. So that's what I got for you all. I hope it resonates with everybody else as well. Wish you all the best. Wish you beauty, love, and light. May your heart find many reasons to smile. See you soon.